Hello and welcome to After the Whistle, the Little Red Riding Hood edition of this.
Yeah, different shade.
Yeah. We got a lot going on. It's exciting. So I may not sound like I'm excited, but it's exciting times. NBA season tipped off last night. Patriots 7-0. We got the World Series. We got college basketball about to start. There's a lot of things going on. And first, Todd's here. Clearly he got a haircut or something.
Yeah, I needed one.
This is why I have this hood on. I was supposed to get one. And yeah. Pedro's back there too. He's we don't know what he's doing back there, but he's back there. All right, so we're gonna kick this off with the Patriots and the Jets. And this, I don't know why people thought this was gonna be a good game, just because the Jets beat the Cowboys, but yeah. The game turned into comedy. It was pure comedy, led by Sam Darnold and his giveaways. And I think he thought it was Christmas or something, or it was someone on the Patriots defense birthdays, because all the gifts he was giving them.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I expected Jones to play this bad. I didn't expect Darnold to play this bad. You're already a year in, like, bro, 6 turnovers for the team as a whole. That's ridiculous. Like, how many intos he throw? 4?
4.
And some of those intos, they were some good plays, though. Granted, some of them throws are ridiculous, though. Like, what were you doing?
The number one rule of quarterback is don't throw it off your back foot. I mean, Brett Favre was known for throwing it off his back foot, but...
That's my favorite player, Hall of Famer.
But, he's a career leader in interceptions because of that. So Sam Darnold, my goodness, you could not think of a worse outing for the Saints. Thinking they had momentum too after they beat the Cowboys.
Yeah, but that momentum stopped as soon as they walked out of the locker room onto the field, because that team didn't stand a chance at all. Like your total yards is 154 to the Pats 323. Like, usually that's your passing yards or your running yards. That's not equal. You know what I mean? That's a little ridiculous. And Bell couldn't get off. I don't know what Bell's been doing this season, though.
I honestly don't.
That holdout's not looking too well for him.
It's not at all. It's like, I don't even know why he actually went and signed with them. But yeah, as you said, it was a mismatch from the beginning. Mm-hmm. The Patriots' first drive was 16 plays, and they used 8 minutes of the first quarter. That basically just lets you know this is going to be a long night for the Jets defense. There's no reason why they're allegedly supposed to be a decent defense, but the Pats went 16 plays on you on their opening drive. What?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on in the state of New York, but they need to have a meeting amongst the owners out there.
They need to have a meeting.
Or just combine both teams. You might have a chance.
They need something, but there was a lot of jewels in this. So the Patriots now, they're 7-0. This is the third time in franchise history that they're 7-0. The previous 2 times it hasn't ended well. The first time was the undefeated season.
Oh my God.
We know how that went.
Man.
The next time was 2015. They lost in the AFC Championship game. So there was one time they were 6-0. That was 2004. That's when they won. So hopefully this year they can actually cap it off, because the last 2 times they've had these good starts and it hasn't been pretty.
I'm hoping they lose one time in the regular season to bring them back to reality.
Yeah, that's always good. But once again, this defense is... So in 2 games, the Jets against the Patriots, here's some numbers for you. 2 games, the Jets quarterbacks are 23 for 54, 184 yards, no touchdown, 5 interceptions. And the Jets as a team in 2 games against the Patriots have a total of 18 first downs. Their quarterbacks, 0.7 quarterback rating for one, 7.7 quarterback rating for the other.
Man, when's the last time the Jets and the Pats have been competitive? When we were like in college?
2009.
Because at one point they used to be, a little competitive. You'd be like, oh, we don't know if they're gonna win this game. But now it's like, bro, we know we're gonna smack them around.
Yeah, it's like big brother, little brother. It's like the little brother had a moment back in, like, one time they had a little moment, and then they've been getting slapped around the whole time.
Now it's like big brother had a little brother, found out he's in the foster care, and all of a sudden showed up at his house one day. Like, who are you, bro?
You're right. Yeah. But we got to give props to the Patriots defense, man. Some of these numbers are pretty crazy. So they've got 22 total takeaways, 18 interceptions, 4 fumbles. They've only allowed 1 passing touchdown this entire season. I think Devin McCourty leads the league with 5 interceptions. They also got a league-leading 26 sacks and they're outscoring their opponents by 175 points. That's through 7 games. That's second all time to like the 1920s or 40s Buffalo Bills. If they were Buffalo.
Now, question: if they win the Super Bowl, where will this defense be in one of the greatest ever? You think number one?
It might be right. Yeah. If they continue this play and the production that they're not letting teams get, they'll probably past the '85 Bears, the 2002 Ravens, the Bucks. I was gonna say the Bucks. 2002 Bucks, the 2000 Ravens. Yeah. So they're up there, and the numbers are showing it too. Because with the interceptions too, I think the last team to have at least like 17 or 18 through 7 games was the '96 Green Bay Packers, and they won the Super Bowl. And
the thing I like about the Pats defense, it seems like we don't have like a lot of big name guys on it. A lot of guys that are earning their money.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Making names for themselves, and that's what you kind of need. And that's what kind of the Patriots culture was based off of originally. So
cast-offs or guys that some teams didn't want anymore. Just those late round picks that are doing their thing. And also the Patriots have added Mohamed Sanu to the mix, traded him for a 2nd round pick. Good pickup because their receivers are Gordon's hurt. A few of those guys are hurt. They got Edelman. They got Jacoby Myers, a rookie. So they just needed
another body.
Yeah, they need another body. And he's actually a decent wide receiver. He's not bad. He can make plays with him.
Hey, as long as he can catch a couple passes, a couple first downs, maybe touchdown, we'll be all right. We need somebody to keep us afloat.
Yep. Speaking of a team whose receivers can't seem to be able to hold on to any passes, the Philadelphia Eagles, they went into Dallas, and this is another one. It was over from the beginning. Their first 2 possessions, 2 fumbles. Dallas quickly up 14-0, and the rest is history. It was just a terrible.
Cowboys got back on track, but you say they beat all the bad teams, and the Eagles this year, I think, are a bad team. So, Dak did his thing, 20 for 27, 239, 1 TD, 1 intel. Honestly, the big 3 for the Cowboys all did their thing because Zeke had 22 carries, 111 yards, 1 TD, and Cooper 5 receptions and 106. So.
And their defense stepped up as well. And here's also some other notes from this game. This is from the Star website. So Dallas, whenever Ezekiel Elliott has been a nightmare for the Eagles throughout his career. I think his lowest rushing yards against the Eagles was 96 yards. That was his rookie season. Okay. And ever since then, he's been averaging 163 all-purpose yards against the Eagles. They're 5-0 when he's in the lineup against the Eagles, and he's rushed for at least 103 yards versus the Eagles each time they've played. And the Cowboys won three straight games. Now let me get to the Eagles. Everybody's gonna blame the quarterback. I mean, he could get some blame too, but we need to look at this team overall. These guys lead the league in drop passes. They're tied with the Bengals for the most drop passes.
That's the team now. What's the name? Aguilar? That's the
team. Yeah. So the Eagles' issues is they need Deshaun Jackson to get back in that lineup because they have nobody that can stretch the field at all. If you watch this game, they could not get the ball down the field. And the few times that he did, this guy did. Nelson Aguilar just can't make the play. It's like you can only do so much. Alshon Jeffrey, I don't even know what happened to this guy. It's like this guy was a good receiver, and now it seems like he's a shell of himself.
There's a culture in Philly. After that Super Bowl, they've been on their high horse, and now the Eagles are reminding them what they actually are.
Yeah,
bums.
I blame this all on Lane Johnson for doing all that talking all that nonsense after they won the Super Bowl, coming at the Patriots talking about. It's not, I'd rather win one than win all those and not have fun and all that nonsense.
You know what that sounds like? A loser who's winning for the first time.
Yeah.
Rather win one than not win this. Yeah, bro, shut up.
Yeah, but the Eagles' offense, my goodness. Before I get on the offense, their defense, these guys cannot stop anybody. They can't get off the field. They can't create turnovers. They can't do nothing. And you need to help your offense out a little bit at some point because the Cowboys, 8 for 14 on 3rd downs. They were averaging 5.3 yards per rush, 7.1 yards per pass. Like, what?
And they were 3 for 5 in the red zone, the Cowboys, to Philly's 0 for 2. Like, they destroy him in every aspect of the game.
Yeah, pretty much. And then Carson Wentz, His numbers are good this season, but this is his third game under 200 yards passing. He's only had two 300-yard passing games, and that was week 1 and week 6. But he's got 3 games where he's under two. He's got a few games under 200 yards passing. That's not good. And it's like, where's their running game? Their running game seems like when they run the ball, they get production, but they just don't stick with it. It's
common sense. Keep people on their toes. In order to do that, you have to play chess, not checkers. And to give Howard 11 carries for 50 yards, like, what did you expect to do with those 11 carries?
Yeah.
Like, you needed 10 more at least.
Yeah, but yeah, the Eagles overall, they just need a lot of help. They could have made. I don't know why they didn't try to make any moves. Well, I heard they tried to get Jalen Ramsey, but the Rams just made a higher bid for him. So they should have thrown everything at the Jaguars to get him. They need a lot of help in a lot of positions, but mainly they need their defense to start stopping people, and their offense just needs to be a little more consistent. Catch the ball, run the ball. It ain't that hard.
I'm just gonna forget about the Eagles because I don't really see them doing much this season.
The only positive is 8 or 9 wins will win the division for you. So
they still have some. They still have some hope.
Yeah, but let me read their schedule to you for the next couple weeks and see if you think they still have hope. So they're at Buffalo this Sunday. Buffalo good defensively, offensively. Then they got the Bears at home. They got the Patriots. Then they got the Seahawks.
They can go
2-2,
or 3-1.
2-2 or 3-1, or they could go 1-4.
Yeah,
1-3.
Yeah,
because it's not good. But
one thing about like the league this year is like you have like your powerhouse 4 or 5 teams, and then the other team you don't know who's gonna show up.
Yeah, this is true.
So
this is true. The guy that did show up on Sunday was Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. This was actually a good game for a little bit between them and the Raiders, and then the Packers blew it open in the second half. It's like the Raiders, one costly mistake. Derek Carr fumbled at the 1-yard line trying to stretch out to get into the end zone. The ball goes the back of the end zone, turns to be a touchback. That basically was kind of the momentum shift in the game because they were keeping pace with the Packers for the majority of this game.
Yeah, but he ain't learned from the mistakes. What, last year he tried to do the same thing, or 2 years ago?
Yeah, I think it was last year.
And he fumbled. Great effort, but you got to figure out a new way to try to dive into the end zone.
Just go out of bounds.
Or do that as well. But Rodgers came to play finally because a lot of people are saying that his defense has been carrying him this season, which is not a problem because he's a Hall of Fame caliber player. Yeah. He went 25 for 31, 429, 5 touchdowns.
And 1 rushing touchdown. So This is, I believe, the second time in his career that he's thrown for 5 touchdowns. The first time was 2015 against the Chiefs. And then he's got a few 6-touchdown games, too. No, he's thrown for 5 touchdowns 3 times. Bears in 2011, Chiefs in 2015, Raiders in 2019. And then he's got 1 6-touchdown game against the Bears back in 2014.
Yeah, what about Valdez Scantling? 2 receptions, 133, 1 touchdown.
It was that 70-yarder that pretty much broke it. I think that was the nail in the coffin for the Raiders. The Raiders, I can't be mad at their effort. They're playing really. These guys have been playing really hard. It's just they're so young in the mistakes they made. But Josh Jacobs, they need to have the offense run through him because he's pretty much carrying the load for them. And Derek Carr, granted he made that dumb mistake, he's been playing better than people expected.
Yeah. I'll be honest, the Raiders have been playing better than I expected this year in general, based off the decision that Gruden made last year.
Yeah.
We thought they were going to affect them 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
So they're doing all right, but one thing that kills them as well is penalties.
Yeah.
They had 8 penalties, 97 yards to Green Bay's 3 for 20. Like, you're giving these guys... Huh?
Undisciplined.
Yeah, you're giving them more opportunities, and you're shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, and this is a team that can't afford to be giving other teams like the Packers opportunities. And the Packers are doing this without their best receiver, Devontae Adams. Mm-hmm. They'll probably be getting back soon, but kudos to the Packers. They're 6-1 right now, second best record in the NFC. And another team in their division who, they just had a... They got a lot of questions to answer. Mitchell Trubisky and those Bears, they just have a lot of questions to answer. Number one, why is Mitchell Trubisky throwing 54 passes after coming back from shoulder injury? Why is that? 20 incompletions. Why are you throwing 54 times? Why aren't you running the ball with Tariq Coleman?
And he had 3 carries for 10 yards.
They ran the ball 7 times total as a team. Yeah. That is a recipe to lose. And the game was close. It was 12-10 at one point at halftime.
Certain things they do they're not making isn't making sense to me. I can't even talk today. Like I'm so in shock for you to run the ball 7 times the whole entire game. That's probably why I can't talk, because it's so ridiculous that should never happen. You should run the ball at least 7 times in the quarter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let alone the game.
Even in a possession.
Who do you expect to win? But who do you expect to beat? Like.
Yeah. But let's give kudos to the Saints too. These guys are 5-0 without Drew Brees. And let me just read you Teddy Bridgewater's numbers through this winning streak. Yeah, 177 yards in week 2, 193 yards passing in week 3. In week 2 he had 2 touchdowns, no interception. He had no touchdown, 1 interception, but that was a 12-9 or 12-10 game against the Cowboys. Week 4, 314 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Week 5, 240, 1 touchdown, no interception. 280 last week, 2 touchdowns. So through this stretch, he's turned the ball. He's only had 1 interception. His QB rating has been 72.2, 112.7, 78.9, 131.3, 94.7, 100 QBR. That is starting quarterback statistics right there.
I told you what I call him, Ready Teddy. Just because he ready.
That sounds like an adult film star's name. Right now.
But also too, he's making a name. He's actually putting his name in the quarterback discussion for next year.
Yeah.
When they're looking for new starting quarterbacks, because there's no reason why he should be a backup next year. And it's a cheat code right now with the Saints. You got 2 starting quarterbacks basically.
Definitely. And give it up to Latavius Murray too. No Alvin Kamara, and he had 27 carries, 119 yards. And the Saints possessed the ball for 37 minutes. Gave their defense a whole lot of time to rest, and their defense was relentless against the Bears. And the Bears just need questions. They need to answer questions.
Like some of those things, some decisions they made, we wouldn't even did that. And we're not professional football coaches, so you guys need to do better.
They definitely do, especially when the guy comes back from an injury. That makes no sense. Speaking of an injured quarterback, the Madden curse is real, people. The Madden curse is real. I didn't believe it, but it's real. That thing is real. Patrick Mahomes, in a winning effort, got injured against the Denver Broncos on a QB sneak in the second quarter. He won't be out for the season, but he'll be out. They're saying he'll be out a couple weeks. But that Madden curse is real. But the Chiefs, they had a nice little outing. Their defense finally showed up. 9 sacks against the Broncos. And Joe Flacco is, him and Eli Manning have to be 2 of the luckiest quarterbacks in NFL history with their Super Bowl rings, because if I just blindfolded you and gave you Joe Flacco statistics, you would not think this guy led a team to a Super Bowl victory.
You know what happens? You have a Hall of Fame caliber defense behind you. All you gotta do is just make sure you value the football and don't do anything ridiculous.
And the thing is, he was launching that thing. He was throwing it all over the field. It was short, deep. It was all over the place. And then he just looked at it. He's like, how did this guy lead a team to a Super Bowl? That makes no sense whatsoever. But the Broncos are trash, so we're not going to talk about them. The Chiefs, they're improved. Matt Moore, who did not play at all, who was not even in football last year, came in 10 for 19, 117 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, which is why I'm still trying to figure out why another quarterback can't get. But that's another story for another day. But Chiefs defense, 3 players with at least 2 sacks. And they shut out the Broncos throughout the last 3 quarters. The Broncos had a promising first drive, which they scored, and after that, they did nothing.
I'm surprised they even scored. So with that being said, I had no hope at all for the Broncos against the Chiefs. I barely wrote anything down about the game.
Yeah, because that was that. But the Chiefs are going to run away with their division, because I think they're 2-0 or 3-0 right now.
Now, question: how bad is Mahomes' injury?
Well, from the looks of it, what Andy Reid's saying, it sounds like he might play this Sunday.
I'll be honest. I felt they should have shut him down for like a week or two ago. Because he's getting stepped on, now he's getting more injuries. Just shut him down for a couple weeks. Like, you guys are going to be okay.
Yeah.
Like,
they're playing the Packers this Sunday, so I believe it's in Arrowhead. But I think Mahomes 24, so these injuries, if he was 34, he'd probably be gone for a while. But when you're 24, you heal quick.
You just don't want him to keep piling up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Injury after injury after injury.
Yeah, or just don't run no QB sneaks with him.
Oh, Moore did all right. See what he does for the first half.
Yeah, pretty much. A guy that me personally, I've been critical of the past, I don't know, since the past week 2 or so. This guy's been playing out of his mind. Kirk Cousins,
my guy.
I think some of his family member might have negated him to second cousins or something like that. He might be back to first cousins.
That was a good one. I like that.
Like, bruh, you see this guy? Listen, what?
Yo, you know what's crazy? I was watching NFL Countdown, and we're not the only people saying that this is like one of the most well-balanced teams in the NFL. A lot of people believe that Cook he's coming to his own as one of the best running backs in the whole entire NFL. All right, the best running back in the NFL. And Cousins, he just has to value the ball and make smart decisions.
I don't think he's had a turnover in quite a while. I don't think he threw an interception. The last interception, I think, he threw one against the Eagles. He threw an interception against the Eagles, but, the last 3 games, 306 yards, 2 touchdowns, 81% completion. 333 yards, 4 touchdowns, 75.9% completion. 337 yards, 4 touchdowns, 70.6 completion percentage. That's like MVP numbers right there.
Once again, I told you he was going to be all right. I was kind of lying a little bit, but I'm glad he's making me look good. My thing is, though, with him, I think he's figured it out, and when you have a running back that relieves so much pressure, he probably doesn't have to worry so much.
And the defense. He got 2 running backs.
Exactly. He has multiple running backs, so he knows, all I got to do is get these first down, a couple touchdowns, and these guys are going to help me win the game.
This is the craziest thing. This is mind-boggling to me.
He's not a bum.
No, he's doing this against good teams too.
Certain teams are better fit for other players.
Remember, he used to put these numbers up against bad teams, which is why I never took him seriously. But now he's actually doing it against good teams, which is,
Hey, sometimes it takes some people some time to figure things out. Sometimes the system makes the player, and the system is probably working for him.
Yeah, and before we go to the next subject, Dalvin Cook, this guy, league leader in rushing, 725 yards. He's got 500 yards games. He's got 3 games over 130 yards, and he's averaging 5.5 yards per carry, and 25 carries was a season high for him this past Sunday. He's only had 4 games with 20-plus carries.
Okay.
So they're, granted, he's coming off injuries and stuff, but they're getting production from him, and they're also, not trying to overwork him. That's why they got the other running back
And
too.
they have a formula that they're trying to stick to. Yeah. So it's working for them.
Yeah.
Good job, Vikings.
I'm telling you, this is shocking to me. The San Francisco 49ers won an ugly game the other day. It was 9-0. There's not much to say about this game, but besides, it was raining in D.C., their defense played well, and they just picked up Emmanuel Sanders for a couple draft picks for, I think, a third round and a 4th round pick, which could be turned into a 5th round pick. So they've added some weapons, and who would have thought? The 3 most consistent quarterbacks in the league, one's a Patriot and 2 are former Patriots, Jacoby Brissett and Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yo, iron sharpens iron. That's the only way to get better. So when you're playing with the best organization, playing against some of the best talent, only thing you can do is improve, or they ship you out.
And the 49ers, they have a formula that travels. Solid running game, solid defense that can travel anywhere, and a quarterback who knows how to get the ball to the wide open receiver.
That sounds just pretty common sense to me.
Very common sense, but a lot of these coaches don't understand that. But I'm happy for Jimmy G. I'm happy for the success he's having right now, because we got to remember he has yet to play an entire season, but he's only lost 2 games as a starter. He's like 14-2 as a starter.
I'll be honest, I never played organized football, but I wish I'd have played in that game. That game looked fun. They were sliding all over the place.
Playing in the rain ain't fun at all. The Arizona Cardinals have won their 3rd straight game, and Kyler Murray is looking promising. This guy, he's been...
We said he was going to be good. He just had no line.
Yeah, I thought he'd be hurt by now because he'd be, because of his offensive line, but they won 3 straight games. Granted, they beat the Giants, and Danny Dimes has fallen back to Danny No Dimes because he hasn't been playing well. But Kyler Murray and these Cardinals are actually, they're showing promise. We all gave Cliff Kingsbury flack for getting the job because he never won at Texas Tech, but he's doing something right.
And the defense is finally coming to play.
Yeah,
because they had 8 sacks. You know what I mean?
Did Chandler Jones have like 4?
I think so. I'm not sure exactly how many he had, but I know as a team they had 8 for negative 67 yards.
Yeah, so kudos to the Cardinals because I didn't even think they'd get 2 wins. But but hey, the more the better. Yeah, Chandler Jones had a career high 4 sacks.
Okay.
So congrats to the Cardinals because Kyler Murray, he's looking like he's that franchise quarterback. Small stature. Everybody had questions about his height, but the Cardinals, they're showing effort, which I doubt they could show effort because they just, yeah. All right, Lamar Jackson. Yo, he might be the best quarterback in that 2018 draft because I'll get to the other ones in a while, but the way he's been playing and leading his team, they went into Seattle. That's not a tough place to play, and they got that victory.
I know he's been balling dual threat. I'm just hoping they don't try to, I want to say,
overwork him?
Yes, overwork him just because he's a quarterback. He has the ability to run, but don't get drunk by his talents as a runner. Please don't, because you need him as your leader.
Yeah. But the numbers he's been putting up. So the 2018 quarterbacks that were picked ahead of him: Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, Josh Rosen. Sam Darnold is completing 59% of his passes. Baker Mayfield leads the league in interception and is completing 56% of his passes. Josh Allen, shockingly, is completing 62% of his passes, something he's never done in his life. Josh Rosen, 53%. He's got 5 interceptions. Allen has 7 interceptions. Darnold had 5. And Jackson is 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He's the second quarterback in NFL history to rush for over 500 yards in his first 2 seasons. Cam Newton's the first one. And this guy, he's completing 63% of his passes. He had a career low 43% completion, but this guy, and he's 16th in the league in passing. All them GMs I was trying to say he should change positions are looking stupid.
I was going to say that too. Like, God forbid you actually believe in a black quarterback and he can actually be just a quarterback.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm glad he persevered and he believed in himself enough to be able to produce like this because, I'm sure that could be nerve-wracking when they want you to play different positions and you want to show them you can be a leader. So kudos to you, Mr. Jackson.
Yeah, he's
out there getting busy.
He's definitely proven everybody wrong. And lastly, on this NFL, the Chargers fumbled away a victory. I mean, literally fumbled away a victory. They were at the 1-yard line, and Melvin Gordon fumbles the ball. The 1-yard line is 20-23. They have so many chances at it, and these guys couldn't get it. Their coach said it best. We don't deserve to win if we can't get 1 yard.
There ain't nothing else to say about this game, really.
The Chargers really should be ashamed of themselves because this is the team that people thought would be a sleepy Super Bowl pick, but now they're like 2-5, and if they make the playoffs, I would be shocked if they make the playoffs because not a lot of teams with 2-5 records can make the.
This is true. And was it Todd Gurley or Melvin Gordon was mad about something in regards to contract?
Melvin Gordon had the most pointless holdout in NFL history.
Well, you're not justifying your holdout by this fumble, bro.
Yeah, I'm not giving you no money. You can't even hold the ball at the 1-yard line. We're letting you go after this year.
So,
yeah.
And don't he have arthritis in his knee too?
No, that's Gurley.
Girl, I be getting all that injuries mixed up with them too. But yeah, for you to have a holdout and then you can't hold on to the ball at the 1-yard line, you're supposed to be a starting running back.
Terrible.
Like, that's
terrible.
I don't know what to say about that.
Yeah. All right. We're going to switch gears. Major League Baseball, Game 1 of the World Series was last night. The Washington Nationals defeated the Houston Astros 5-4. Garrett Cole, the pitcher who has not lost in about 3 months, he gave up 5 runs in 7 innings, which was shocking because this guy, he was on a tear the past couple of months. And then Matt Scherzer, 5 innings, 2 earned runs, and he struck out 7. And you got to give a lot of credit to Washington, and I believe his name is Juan Soto. Juan Soto. I don't know why I said Julio. Juan Soto, the 20-year-old, he had himself a game. He 3 hits, 3 RBIs, and it's the Astros were up 2-0, and Houston and then Washington just took the momentum away from them. And this series is all about the pitching because you got Both teams, they got 3 pitchers that, they come out there. Good luck trying to get a hit on them.
Yeah, I unfortunately didn't see this game. Hopefully I catch the next one. When's the next one? Tonight? What time?
Like 8.
All right, I'll probably try to catch that. You said Cole had that, he gave up 5 runs?
Yeah.
When you play that well for a long stretch, usually when you play bad, it's like awful.
Yeah.
And that's what happens.
That's what even their manager said that. He was like, the manager was like, he's played so well, so it's kind of a surprise that this happened, but somebody said this is baseball. This happens in baseball. Even the best pitchers don't have the best outing. But luckily for him, he's going to have another opportunity at some point in the series to get back there and redeem himself because, right now it's 1-0. But even though they do have the home field advantage, they need to win this. They need to win tonight to just avoid getting swept because I don't know how many teams come back from 2-0.
Not many, especially in baseball. It's tough.
Yeah, it is tough. All right, college football. We have top 25, new top 25 in college football. Well, Alabama, LSU, Ohio State, Clemson. Those round out the top 4. Those will be the four playoff teams that comes out. Oklahoma, Penn State, Florida, Notre Dame, Auburn, and Georgia. They round up the top 10. Notre Dame plays Michigan, who Michigan seems to have the worst goal line plays ever. I mean, granted, all the dude had to do was hold on to the ball and you're going to overtime. But he drops it, Michigan loses, and Michigan drops all the way to like number 18 or 19. But college football is crazy. It's because it's coming that time of the year where the highly ranked teams will lose a game. It usually happens around this time of the year because this is too often in college football. Yeah,
them top 4 though. I rock with it because, I say LSU, this is what they look like when they finally have a quarterback.
Yeah.
And they haven't had one for years. Imagine if Fournette had a quarterback, they'd probably be number 1 or definitely number 2 like they are right now.
Imagine when OBJ and Jarvis Landry was there.
Oh, exactly.
That probably would rake off at least 2 national titles.
So now we're seeing what LSU is looking like when they have a full squad.
I just like hearing their coach talk because I never know what in the world he's saying, man. I don't know what he's saying. He's speaking English, but I just don't know
what he's saying. Is he Cajun?
He might be.
He's from Louisiana?
I think so.
That's what they call him down there. They got a little twang to them. They're Cajun.
You ever hear him talk?
I don't think so.
Oh, man, you need to YouTube him talking at a press conference. He legit sounds like that. It's like something from a movie.
He sounds like one of what's that cartoon character, the Bears? And
Yeah. But whole slate of college football games coming up. This is a big week in college football, week number 9 for them. College basketball is coming up, and the AP Top 25 has been released, preseason Top 25. And we have Michigan State, number 1. I think this is the first time they're entering the season as the number 1 overall ranked team. We got a lot of guys coming back. A lot of guys.
You got Miles Bridges coming back?
No. But they got that.
Who else they got?
My boy, Cassius Stanley. That dude nice.
Hold up. Oh, you talking the point guard?
Yeah.
What's the other Cassius dude that's going to Duke?
Yeah.
I thought his name was Cassius Stanley too for some reason. All right.
So, but the top 10 is Michigan State, Kentucky, Kansas, Duke, Louisville, Florida, Maryland, Gonzaga, North Carolina, Villanova. That's a pretty good top 10. Same with some of the blue bloods, the same old. Yeah. And then they're followed by Villanova, Virginia, Seton Hall, Texas Tech, Memphis, Oregon, Baylor, Utah State, Ohio State, Xavier, St. Mary's, Arizona, LSU, Purdue, Auburn, VCU. Yeah, so college basketball soon coming, so I'm excited for that. Let's get into Athletes Corner. Lynn Classical Soccer team, they had a game against English Monday at Manning Field. Ended in a tie. English gave up a last-second goal to make it tie, but 1-1 tie was the final of that game. But here, check it out. We was out. It was windy that day too, so you could hear the wind. So Athletes Corner, we're gonna come back and we're gonna probably wrap this thing up with some other stuff. Welcome to Athletes Corner on this windy day out here. We are in the field. It's October. It's crucial time of the season. I got head coach, Classical Rams soccer head coach Eric Moreno Jr. here. What's going on, Coach?
Nothing much. How you doing today?
As you can see, I'm freezing.
Nice and freezing, right?
Nice and freezing. You look comfortable?
Oh, I'm cozy. I'm prepared for this weather. It's that time of year.
Seems like you guys were prepared on Tuesday against Winthrop in that 3-0 victory you guys had.
Yep. It was a good display.
Well, what went right in that game? What did you guys do to make them have such a stellar game?
They just played the system, passed the ball around. They were really patient and just waited for their openings. When they came, they just converted. Well-executed game.
It seems like this group kind of picked up where you guys left off last season, in the regular season. It seemed, because you did lose some seniors, some leaders. It seemed like this group kind of picked it up. It was just, full speed ahead.
Yeah, a lot of people were already thinking that it was going to be a tough year for us because of all the seniors that we did lose, but I'm a coach that really trusts in the system, and they've been, some of these guys have had 2 years of it now, and it's really showing it. And some of these younger guys that people didn't really count on, they stepped up in a big way, and now they're at 2 more wins than last season. So we got to be happy about that, and we just got to stay humble, of course, and continue going from there.
Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys won the city tournament, right?
Yes, we did. So we won it back to back, and that was a great accomplishment for them.
Yeah, that was, because last year you came in, when you came in, you said that was one of the goals they had last year, of winning the city tournament. Now, just winning it back to back, how happy are they to see their progress and their hard work paying off?
They're very happy. Now I think they're looking for the next step. Now they got a piece of that. They're looking to make a good run in the state tournament, and I think that's the next goal that we go for from there.
Was that some of the things that got them to work a little harder, because they made the state tournament for the first time, got out, didn't quite reach the championship game, but was that the motivation, and they saw that they actually can compete with some of the best teams in the state?
Yeah, that was the motivation, and it was their first time there for probably all my seniors, and that's a rare thing when you get seniors that haven't had any state tournament experience. And we got a bye, and we won one game, which was good, in the quarterfinal, and we got knocked out traveling away. And this group, they were able to observe that and say, wow, seeding makes a big difference. Because it was a tough game, but we really felt as a group that, if it was a home game, things might have been a little different. So this year, these guys have been pushing every game just with seeding in the back of their minds.
Yeah, and now you guys got a big game coming up Monday night, crosstown rival at Manning Field. You guys playing English. You guys played them earlier in September, and they got the victory. But what do you think is going to make the difference this time around?
I think this time around, we're just going to play a little more disciplined in our system and just have a good game. I think last game it wasn't there for us. You have to give, English has had a stellar year, really surprising, and we weren't ready for it the first game. And we came in, we had those 4 games in 6 days, and the boys, they weren't ready for it yet, for that type of competition. But now they know what's at stake, and as long as they play their game, it's going to be a great game on Monday night.
This one is for the NEC. This one is going to be key for NEC championship, because 2 of the top teams in the NEC, and you guys are trying to get the NEC championship.
Yeah, it's great to see when both of the Lynn teams are up on top, even though we're cross-time rivals. It's nice to see that English is over there, and we're there too. And depending on the result of this game and the results of the rest of the season, we'll see where it goes with the NEC.
All right, we have senior Fernando Gomez here. He's, Fernando, last year you guys had a great season. This year you guys 2 more wins than last. You guys have more wins than last year. What's the difference?
We got used to the system. Our coach let us play and all that, so we got used to it. Last year we just got the introduction of the system, so we weren't as confident as we are now.
Your first 2 years. Describe your first 2 years playing, and then the past 2 years.
So I didn't play my freshman year or sophomore year. I just played junior year last year. And I'm playing this year, so not much to say about it.
So not much to say about the first 2 years. So, so tell me about the season so far. How's everything been going for you? How's everything been going for the team? Because you guys 12-1-2 record. You guys been playing outstanding soccer. Got the victory over Winthrop 3-0. How's just overall the team-wise? How can you assess that?
Well, the season for me personal is not as good as it was last year, right? I get injured a lot. For the team is in general, it's been going great. Like I said, it's the system we play, and we just got used to it. We got more confident in it, and we have quality players that can actually trust.
Talk about the game. this past game, you guys pitched a shutout. What did you guys do defensively to just hold them to 0 goals?
So we play the system we play. It's possession. So that means if we possess the ball around, and then the opponent team, if they don't get the ball, they can't score on us. So it's big shout out to our defenders, Captain Captain Theo, for sticking there, and they know what they're doing.
Yeah. Now you guys got English coming up. A big game at Manning Field on Monday. So you lost to them the first go around. What's going to be the difference in this time when you guys face them?
We gotta give some credit to English. They have quality players as well. They have good players. They have speed up top. But again, it was our 4th game in 6 days. So I mean, we weren't there 100%.
You guys tired?
Yeah, we were a little. I would say we were a little tired, but that's not an excuse. We gotta give credit to the English team. They're a pretty good team.
Yeah, you can't be tired, man.
Yeah.
You're like 17. You can't be tired,
I know,
man.
but you know, it is what it is.
It is, yeah. All right, we got another senior, Mr. Theo. I'm not even gonna try to say his last name because I don't want to mess it up. He's gonna have to say it. Kamarinos. Is that Italian? Greek. I knew that. I knew that. Theo, what's going on, man? How are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Cold, windy. What can you ask for? So tell me about the season, man. Tell me from your perspective, what has your overall assessment of the season been so far?
It's going pretty good. We been winning a lot of games. Had a couple mishaps, 1 or 2, but we're doing good. Very good. Continuing the hype, almost you could say, the momentum from last season.
Yeah.
Trying to accomplish what we did.
Yeah.
Again, and try to accomplish even more than last year.
Yeah. Talk about that, because you guys lost a lot of leaders last year, which it happens, but I'm sure there were people that were doubting you guys, that saying you guys might not be as good as last year, but you guys right now got a better record than last year. So how does that feel, just to know that you guys continuing, what the coach has been preaching since he came aboard?
Well, feels great since a lot of people stepped up, leaders, even players, captains, everyone. It's been a group effort, team effort, as you could say, coaches, players, trainers, everything. Put 100% every time. Yeah. And we just want it. It comes from within. Yeah. And that's mostly what it takes.
For you personally, what was some, we talk team goals as well, but what were some personal goals that you set, that you put aside for yourself coming into the season?
Well, I was a CDM, and then I got moved to center back. Okay. Further back, and then I was just keep as many clean sheets as I can. Keep the back line steady and strong, along with my other center back over there, Chris. That's about it.
And so talk about the game you guys had against Winthrop. What worked so well on the defensive side of the ball?
It was also on the defense, but mostly in the midfield. Since they controlled the midfield so well, Ixchla, Ryan, Jair, a lot of key players. They controlled the midfield, doesn't allow the opposition to come into our half. That's mostly what it took.
And now you guys got a big matchup coming up with Lynn English. Monday, Lynn English. What's your focus right now with them to try to make sure what happened the last time you guys played not happen again?
Just be more patient in the ball, more focused. The first game we had some mishaps. Some of us, including myself, just weren't there. Yeah. It just lost the focus, just cost us the game.
Yeah. This is a big NEC. This is a big NEC matchup. This could basically whoever wins this might just end up being the NEC champion. You guys won it NEC champs last year. What would it mean for you guys just to be back-to-back NEC champs?
I mean, that's obviously the goal, but it would mean a lot just to continue that streak after from the year before, which wasn't as successful. But we continue and progress through the season.
Yeah, you guys really been playing well. Can you, before we get out of here, can you just give me some of the lessons that you learned from last year's state tournament run that's kind of helped you guys?
just patience. There's 80 minutes. If you be patient throughout the 80 minutes, the chances are going to come. You're going to put them away. If you try to get ahead of yourself, you're going to lose the ball. You're going to get frustrated. And that's all it takes for a lot of great teams to just put you away easily.
Yeah, definitely. You guys are leaving kind of leaving a mark right now, that bringing classical soccer to one of the best programs in the city, back-to-back city championships, and now hopefully a state championship. What would that mean, just overall, to just cap off your high school
Just
career?
mean everything. Just as a senior, coming back knowing like you did that, you were part of it. It means a lot.
Yeah, it will mean a lot. Hopefully they do it, you know? Athletes Corner, we out of here. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I said, welcome back. We back. We was just having a discussion about the opposite sex and some things that they do that bother us as men. But we love you ladies anyways.
Yes, we do.
Occasionally. NBA season tipped off last night. There was 2 games on slate. First, we're going to talk about the Pelicans and the Raptors. And I don't know why Elvin Gentry benched Lonzo Ball for as long as he did. It made no sense. He sat him down with like 6 minutes left in the third quarter and never put him back in and put him back in.
In overtime.
Like, I would have looked at him like, you stupid. Like, bruh.
I don't know. You know, first game of the year, you're just trying to figure out pieces.
That's the Lakers right there.
And whatever. And see, and what teams, what players work well with who, you know what I mean? Yeah. And you're just trying to figure out the game. You're just trying to figure out your team. That's really it.
But my thing was, there was no reason for him to actually have him sit that long. Because when he was up there, he was doing work. He only had 8 points, but I mean, his 3-point shot looked a lot different. And he was getting those guys. He was dishing those things. He was getting the guys involved. But I mean,
yeah, and like if you put Alonzo in there, allows Drew to be more of a scorer.
Yeah.
Granted, Drew does whatever he wants out there.
Yeah.
But you need somebody just to get the ball out of his hands so he can be more of a shoot scorer, less of a facilitator.
Case in point, that last possession they had when it was tied up at 117. I mean, they was trying to run something to isolate Gasol on him. It didn't work, and then it got a terrible shot at that. And if you had him in there, it would have been. I mean, it would have been would have got a better look because he could drive and kick or drive and find an open guy. But whatever, it's only one game. The Raptors, they look pretty good. They kind of the first half they was sluggish, but Siakam, who just got paid, he had himself a game, 34 points, 18 rebounds, and Fred VanVleet, he had himself a game, 5 for 7 from the 3. He had a lot of big shots down the stretch, and the Raptors they're gonna be a good team this season. Are they going to make the finals? I don't know. But are they going to be tough to beat? Yes, they will be tough to beat because they got so many guys that just play hard.
Yeah, and they got, like I said, they got a full team. And the guys that play hard to piggyback on what you said. And they got some guys that come into their own. Like Fred VanVleet had over 30 points last night. I don't think he scored 30 that much all season last year. And Siakam looked like he was playing Rico Hines for the second time this summer because he's out there getting buckets again. I know you out there playing Rico and them boys. So.
He got a $130-something million extension, I believe. And to be 4 years, $130 million extension for Siakam. Career highs last year in points and minutes and field goal. He shot 54% from the field, 36% from 3. So that's a good pick.
He's going to have career highs again this year, too, because he's probably going to be he's the go-to guy.
And I would just like to remind everybody that the Boston Celtics drafted Yabu over him.
Who's Yabu? The guy with the blonde hair?
He's not on the team anymore.
Oh, all right. Don't even know who that guy is.
Yes, but you're right. He is the guy with the blonde, which makes me more. I'm holding in my anger, but I'm just letting y'all know. The Celtics drafted Yabu over him, and this is a long list of failed draft picks and other guys that's been all-stars and done stuff in the league that the Celtics decided to pass on for guys that R.J. Hampton, I mean, I don't know why I did R.J. Hunter was drafted before. The Celtics also passed on the Greek Freak. I just like to remind everybody that whenever I get the chance. So, the Lakers and the Clippers, the battles of L.A. took place last night. It was a good game for a while, and the Lakers have issues that concern. Mainly, they don't have a bench, They don't have 3-point shooters, but Danny Green was launching him last night, but they don't have no other 3-point shooter.
Didn't Cardavius Pope go like he shot a donut last night?
Yeah. Yeah.
How you shoot donuts, bro?
Yeah.
You to get some buckets.
The Lakers got some things to work out. They're gonna be fine. They were trying to run the offense through AD, which was working in a while because he was just bullying whoever had him. But at some point, they just slowed down. And LeBron was just. He was like, he's like trying to figure it out and stuff. So the Lakers got a lot of figuring out basically with rotation, and because they did have LeBron and AD on the bench at one point, and Dwight Howard was in. And I'm thinking maybe y'all should just run the ball through Dwight Howard, run the offense through him while those two guys are on the bench. Because Dwight Howard could get you buckets at the point, but they didn't do that, and it was just like, y'all got some things to figure out. But the Clippers, hey, quite the whole opener for them.
Definitely. The Clippers got the better coach.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised the Clippers won.
Yeah, and they got 60 bench points.
That too.
Yeah.
They actually have a legit team.
Yeah, they do. And when you got two guys that come off the bench and play starters minutes, Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell, who's a big dog, that's going to be a problem. And JaMychal Green is the key role player for them coming down the stretch. So we'll see. This is going to be an interesting West because Kawhi was the only starter in double digits with 30 points. And then the rest of the 4 bench players were in double digits. So it was a fun game to watch for a bit, but yeah. Can I just say, Patrick Beverley is one of the most annoying basketball players I've ever watched. I can't stand watching him. He's mad annoying.
I like that.
I like him too, but he's just annoying. He's annoying. He's one of those guys that does the most sometimes for no reason, and it's. He's one of those guys you want to strangle. If he was on the opposite team, you just want to slap.
Oh, yeah, you definitely don't want to play against him.
Yeah,
everybody want to play with Pat. You don't want to play against him.
Other NBA news, Buddy Hield signed a 4-year, $86 million extension, which could turn into $100 million because he got $20 million in incentives. This is after he was crying about, being disrespected for a $90 million extension.
But what did you do to get $100 million? That's what I want to know. Just because everybody's getting paid, you got to show that you deserve that money. Show your production.
Yeah, 20 points per game last season. He had 278 three-pointers.
You need that money, then.
But you need to do it at a consistent level. You did it 1 year, but still, don't be crying.
Hey, we live in the world of the complainer.
Yeah.
The ones that do their job and keep their mouth shut, they get screwed. The ones that cry and complain, they get everything handed to them with a pacifier attached.
Celtics play tonight. They are taking on Philly. I'm ready for the Celtics season, and my man Jaylen Brown got his bread, $115 million. I think 4 years, $115 million extension. Yeah, whatever. I need to know who your agent is, because get your money, because some of these owners and stuff, they've been trying to lowball you. But he got $150 million. If you look at his progression, he actually was improving each year, but his first year, he had 6 points per game, and then his second year, he jumped from 6 to 14. And last year was just a hot mess, and he went 13 points per game. But he averaged 18 in the 2018 postseason. So he's shown signs of how good he can be, and now hopefully with this money, it's gonna elevate him to take that next step in becoming one of a key all-star or something like that. Just a bona fide player in this league, because he's got the potential. Now we just got to see it.
I'm just trying to figure out what is his role on the team. What does he actually do?
For me, I think personally he should be a guy that attacks the basket and hits open shots in the corner.
Nothing wrong with that.
Because he can shoot it and he gets to the cup. It
just seems like some of them young guys, they don't have a role.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like some of them play, you just can't. They don't have a real skill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He could be a defensive guy too.
Yeah, because he's got all the talent in the world. Mm-hmm. So I think the offense should run through Jason Tatum and Kemba, and he'd be that third guy. Because I think it could work. And Marcus Smart, he's gonna be the guy defense and find him open. He'll shoot it. I don't know if it's gonna go in, but he'll.
Oh, hey, you cold, man.
I'm sorry, I had to. I'm coming around, though. I think this is the year where I actually don't say anything negative about him. I think this might be the year. And if I do, whatever. Oh, yeah, and one more last thing about the NBA. Yo, if y'all want to put up y'all money, I'm taking bets. Y'all saying the Warriors ain't making the playoffs. I'm taking bets, because there's a lot of people very confident in that, saying that the Warriors won't make the playoffs. So if you're that confident that the Warriors won't make the playoffs, holla at me. We could talk something. If you're that confident. Because there's no reason why a team with 3 All-Stars, 4 All-Stars, one's hurt, shouldn't make the playoffs.
Yeah. Makes sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Top 10 plays, NFL, and then we're going to wrap this show up. All right, let's get into this college football. We're going to have some college football week 9 predictions, run through some of these games. All right, Wisconsin and Ohio State. This is in Ohio. Wisconsin, they got the best running back in the league, Jonathan Taylor, he's got like 18 touchdowns or something like that. But Ohio State is offensively loaded.
I'm picking Ohio State this year. I was going to say Wisconsin. I got Ohio State this year.
Yeah, me too. I'm going with Ohio State. SEC matchup, number 9 Auburn and number 2 LSU. This is in Baton Rouge.
Bro, I got LSU whooping everybody.
You got LSU. Hey, Bo Nix, we like you, but you're going to have to catch this L down there in Cajun country. Penn State versus Michigan State. This is in East Lansing.
I got Penn State.
You got Penn State. I got Penn State as well. Boston College versus Clemson in Clemson.
Clemson.
AJ Dillon and them boys, I like y'all and all that, but yeah, I got to go with the national champs. Notre Dame, Michigan. This is in Michigan.
Notre Dame. I never picked against Michigan until today.
I'm picking Michigan. This probably be the last time I pick Michigan. And Washington versus Oregon. Oregon got like the best defense. Washington State, I should say, in Oregon. Oregon got like
I don't know
defense.
none but Washington State, so I'm going to go with Oregon because I know about them.
Yeah. All right. We up out of here. No NFL predictions this week because whatever. The Patriots are playing the Browns and they're going to win, so bye.